Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we are doing a ladder series. It is Artosis versus a Protoss player called Trish's Feet, and you can see that the love here is real. Obviously, not too much of a friendship between these two players. So we're doing 3 games between these two, all on the ladder, all played at the same time, and I didn't actually know any of what we're experiencing here. I just know that it's a pretty good probability that if Artosis is playing against a Protoss player on the ladder, he probably doesn't like that person, or not very often anyway. Bob snipes me for weeks. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the chat. I'm definitely tracking Artosis's factory timings because I have a theory, having watched quite a few other PvT games recently, that he has one of the slowest factory timings of a relatively high-ranking Terran player that I cast. I did my first Toggles game. Toggles factory was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Everybody's doing the same open. So let's see what we have. Sending out our scanning probe. Our Protoss has spawned here in the bottom sort of left corner on the 3-player map. All pretty standard stuff here so far. Is going to first scout him. Still has time to type without any typos or issues. So let's see how we go. Okay, so 2 minutes and 30 seconds is the target. He needs to get to 100 gas. He needs to get to 100 gas. He needs to get 100 gas. Okay, so he could build it now. Okay, so 233. Not bad. Not terrible. Not bad. I think Scan, who was someone that I just did a quick comparison with, did it at 227. So just shows you how much time can be gained from mining optimization. Okay, so both players have found time to chat to each other. Very kind, very friendly. It's good to see. And yeah, Trish's Feet. This is the guy, the adversary. Let's see what we get today. I'm quietly intrigued. It's not nearly as fun, I think, when you doing a 23 Nexus. Lots of Artosis insults, indeed. Okay, so we're doing our expansion. No bunker as of yet. Volta should be on the way any moment now. There it is. So all very standard stuff. I think I'm seeing this open, from Terrans at least, more often than not. The only problem is this open doesn't do too well against Nexus First. And Nexus First is proving increasingly more difficult to punish if you have not hit your mining optimizations. So this is definitely a little weakness in Artosis' game that I showcased recently in a compilation series that should probably already be up on the channel. Oh, these two dragoons are very red. And he's running them in here. To do what? I don't know. Probably just to pick off this SCV, which he does. Now he's going to kite them around. Oh, does pick up that SCV and could well get this one on the moving shot too. What happened to our vulture? Our vulture didn't die, did it? I don't see it anywhere else. It must have. That's sad. Second factory on the way. Expansion on the way. He's going to get away with not making a bunker. Nice fresh dragoon on the way as well. He must have picked that vulture off. Still hasn't made a bunker, but now has a dragoon. Sorry, now has a tank, so should be able to chase away these dragoons. We need a second tank as well, probably to feel safe. Probably see us transition now into a relatively normal game. Does not seem to want to leave him alone, which is kind of funny. So the red Dragoon saw his end. So did a tank. So did a second tank. So he traded 2 Dragoons for 2 tanks. Seems like a pretty good deal. These two still have plenty of health on them. Could keep pressing forward, but I think the mines are going to be an issue unless he thinks he's Bisu. He's going to comfortably take the third behind this. I think as much as he's trashing Artosis, he seems to just be a pretty decent player. Pretty good APM, pretty good macro, good harassment style play, standard builds, decent execution thus far. Can't really say anything bad about him. I mean, obviously he's not liked by Artosis, but then again, who is? Got an observer on the way, which will help us deal with these mines. So I think everything here is pretty standard. Risky. Oh, sending us another free tank here. Oh, does actually connect with that mine, so it doesn't get this tank. I thought that I reckon he could pounce on that tank. And sadly no luck. He's carrying on with his build, falling behind a little bit. I think he could probably do with another gateway, considering he has a third. He's only on 2-gate observer. And I reckon he needs to go on to 3-gate observer. You can see he's got these buildings queued. So I think he's now probably going to build the 3rd gateway. There we go. I swear he's not listening to me over headset. I promise. I want to know what he's going to build now. He's going to go Reaver. I've never seen him play before. This will be the first time, so I don't know his style at all. What I have picked up though is that he likes to pick off tanks, and he's now got observers to see these mines. Holy crap, that was a mine dragon half. And he's targeting down the mine slowly but surely, and now Artosis is running out of ground. He needs some more protection. Doesn't have siege mode yet. Almost done. Drags forward, doesn't get any killed SCVs. Does siege up here with some SCVs on the repair, so pulls away. Just smothering him all day long, and look at this lead. 78 plays 56. I suppose it's pretty normal actually in a PvT. He's going to have to keep scaling up though. What are we making here? An eBay. He just kills it. Money gone! Money gone. Alrighty. So I'm going to assume that the entire game is over making Dragoon. Okay. So I'm going to assume, for lack of anything other than impression, that this guy is just quite a bit better than Artosis. And he just trolls him. It's just an assumption. Like, I would like to see some more games, which is why I'm excited that we're going to be doing 3 games between these 2 players today, taking a 4th base behind this pressure. Yeah, just non-stop. Okay, sieged up there, which is a good option. Gonna just pick this up out of range. Cannot get this eBay out. Like, if he went DT, it should be overs. You'd have no detection of any kind. Moves forward. He's actually gonna pounce on this tank, but his tank's behind it. He's actually got plenty of tanks, but does get that 1 tank in exchange for a zealot. Seems like a good trade. Loses though too many goons here. Yeah, this has gone from good to bad. He's definitely doing a bit too much Protoss for his own good. 60 workers, 5 bases. Could see him just exploding gateways now. He's made no other tech other than zealot speed for speed zealots. Yeah, legs for zealots, so he can have speed, and that's it. He's just basically the most rudimental of gateway man. Not even bothering the As I say that, he makes a shuttle. I was going to say, not even bothering with the shuttle. If this is an eBay... Okay, I was going to say. If he makes another eBay that gets picked off, I think smoke will come out of my screen. But he didn't. What sort of production power does he have? He's suddenly got a lot of dragoons again. Oh, got shot in the face. Doesn't move though. Doesn't move again. Oh, now he moves. I don't know if this was the best option though. Okay, so we're just jumping in here, no dramas at all. 4 or 5 tanks against, but they're all sieged up. There's nothing protecting them though, and also no mines in front, so these goons are kind of able to get on top here. That's going to be, okay, so that mine did drag and hurt a bit. I don't think this is the best of trades. I mean, if we look at the supplies now, 92 plays 89. Trisha's feet there missed around a macro, making 4 probes behind this, as well as 7 goons and another gas spanning up here to the other main. I think Artosis has fended this off pretty well and definitely in a position to win this game now. This guy's kind of overdone it with the pressure as our Protoss, and now needs to play himself back from a self-inflicted deficit. Not trading well here at all. This is really bad. The number of bad Protosses that I've watched Artosis lose against recently has just been sad to see. It really has. Some people give our great Protoss brand a bad name, which is not cool. And then they play badly and they win, which is like confirmation that this bad play is okay. And it shouldn't be. But anyway. What he is doing very well is he's macroing like a monster. And if he makes heaps of gateways and is able to take a lot of bases and able to build this up with additional gateways and things like that, that's how these games are won, because Terran mines out base 1 and base 2 at about 20 minutes. Is then sitting on a single base, and if you can deny the Terran's 4th base because you've got a lot of macro and you don't have to trade that well as Protoss, that's how you win. Win condition. It's not about tech, it's not about anything. I mean, obviously going Storm and going with Reavers and harassment, all this stuff obviously helps. But at the most fundamental of levels, if you've just got way more money and 2 production splits on the map, one here in this case and one here, then you can just kind of run Terran from pillar to post. So much of these games really come down to, can Terran get themselves a 4th base? Especially considering this one doesn't have a gas, which is going to impede his tank production very, very soon. Alright, so he's now cooling off, which is what I do see happen in this period of the game. So as soon as Artosis is holding on comfortably and the trades are bad, the Protosses retreat into their shells. They start making heaps of other bases and expanding. And I think this is where Artosis misses the trick. He doesn't now pounce, which is I think where he needs to be moving out and applying pressure. It's just giving the Protoss too much time to get their macro engine in place. It's tier 1. Okay, he's got now Arbiter. Okay, so he's going to do the Arbiter tree, which is probably the lowest tech of all tech options in terms of difficulty to play and efficacy in today's modern meta. But it sure is better than nothing. So he's pretty much maxed out. And Artosis is moving out, and this is where these games get won and lost. These little skirmishes and big battles. So he's kind of avoiding. He just scanned himself. That was pretty weird. Maybe a misclick. Okay, so he's running his army here to try and engage. I don't think he's going to engage. So he's got some high Templars with this, but no shuttles or anything. He doesn't have much in terms of APM. He's only playing at about 200, which looks fast, and it's certainly much faster than most can play. But it's isn't very fast. A lot of the tanks are in other positions here. Goliath's now tanking a little bit of frontal fire, but we've only got Dragoons left, so if we Protoss, we actually really need to pull away. And he does. Observer also gets polished off. And now it's his reinforcing power, right? And he's making carriers behind this as well. That's the other downside of letting your Protoss opponent get a whole heap of bases. Is gives them the time to mass up carriers. So this is an interesting point in the game. Artosis on 125 supply, Trish Feet on 170. It's got only 2 Stargates producing carriers at the moment. Hasn't made any additional gateways up here. Is pumping from his production down here and remaxing relatively quickly. It's got lots and lots of sources of income. So the area where the carriers are being made is now under siege. So I think the name of the game is to counterattack and potentially try and deny the 4th base, which once again remains the big challenge. Will drop here as well. Potentially with Storm, I didn't see. So he is knocking down here, and these have been evacuated. But his primary source of income, right? So this is about to run out. This is done. His primary source of income is under major siege. It's totally exposed. Doesn't even have a 4th to be taken down. Just establishing it now. So he's going to lose 20 plus SCVs. Going to lose the command center. And in this time has managed to get up here and is losing tanks to cannons in exchange for his primary mineral revenue. And fairly soon this one will be taken down as well, and he just leaves the game. And I mean, if you just count, just nearly mined out there. He's got this base, he's got this base, he's got this base. This is still up and running. I mean, he lost those tanks to cannons. This Nexus didn't even go down. He's still got the 72 probes. He knows once these units are done here, they're going to come down here and knock this down. And this is the pattern. So I'm doing quite a lot of Artosis PVTs. He holds the initial pressure really well. And then when he moves out to try and deny bases, he gets caught on the counter-attack. But it's that period between 10 minutes and 16 minutes where the Protoss is left entirely alone to establish these bases. And I think that is a critical point in the games, that perhaps if Artosis was taking a different approach, he could be seeing some different results. Anyway, let's go into game 2. I'm enjoying this series between these two players, so we'll bring it to you now. So the question has been asked. The second game is once again on Dominator. And yep, they they just continue to have a little banter, which is good. I'd love your opinion in the comments as to what, if anything, you think Artosis is doing wrong in these games. I am also very happy to be wrong or to be challenged on any of my views. It does not bother me. I don't take any of this stuff personally. I don't think that my benefit or my opinion is necessarily correct and others' opinions is necessarily wrong. There are a lot of people who consume Brood War content on YouTube that have got way more experience, knowledge on the games. You know, I've only been doing this for a short number of years. And there's probably stuff I'm missing. There's probably stuff that I'm wrong about, and I'm totally cool with that. But that's just what I'm seeing, right? I'm just seeing that, you know, when the supplies get close, literally when there's about 10 supply difference between the Protoss and the Terran, when they've overextended and Artosis has clearly and safely established his third base, He just takes too long. He just messes up too many. I think he could literally be moving out a minute sooner than what he is. Minute and a half, possibly 2 minutes sooner. And it would make a huge difference. But that's just, like I say, just my opinion. I want to look for the timing on the factory again. We're doing a same build as Trish. He obviously has a certain style that he likes to play. And trying to make reasonable arguments to justify and explain why his style is not cheesy, and it's not. He's definitely not playing a cheesy style. He is macroing behind the pressure. He is building a lot of workers non-stop. He's getting a third base sub 6.5 minutes. It's definitely not cheese. Oh, 2:30, we hit it. On the button! Good job, Adi. That is fantastic, especially in this freaking mining position. That is really well done. So it's not cheese. I don't agree with Artosis' game, but it's cheese. He makes Dragoons non-stop. He applies a lot of pressure non-stop, but he's not doing it from more than 2 gates. He went up to 3 gate observer. So everything there is standard from a build order perspective. Here he's doing a adjustment to his build. He's not going Dragoons because I think his opponent is preparing to take a defensive posture. So he's taking advantage of the fact that he's played this guy very recently, and this guy's therefore got expectations of a certain style of play. So he's done a single Dragoon before range expand, which is an optimization from an economic point of view. And if your opponent is of the mindset that you're going to constantly attack, then this is what happens. And of course, Artosis scouted it the second that it happened. So now, is he in some sort of mind to punish this? He has moved these Marines quite a bit further forward than what they need to be, but he isn't going to punish it. That Dragoon chased down the SCV. And looks like, oh no, they moved a little more, and now they move back. So he expands, gets his machine shop, doing all the normal things. And now we are getting range behind our expansion. And I expect he will go Robo. Second gateway quite soon. There it is. So he might just go to get Observer once again. This is definitely not cheese. This is somebody who just has the style and the APM to use his Dragoons continuously in all facets of the game. Okay, so confirms the command center timing, confirms the bunker. We'll probably put some pressure on there. RT has snuck his Vulture around the corner, so this forces Protoss to keep at least one Vulture at home. Sorry, one Dragoon at home to deal with the Vulture. And, yep, so we are going 2-gate Robo. It's going to be 2-gate Observer again. I think he might try and take his third before adding a gateway. We'll keep an eye on that. He really does try and rush that third base, which gives him quite a macro edge as he moves into the transition to the mid-game. So that probe got sacked. Does target down this mine before it becomes a mine, which is pretty clever. Uh-oh. Oh! That's lucky. He got a little lucky there, that's for sure. Let's pick off the Vulture. Robo's not even done yet, so Observers are still quite some time away. And I think he's going to try and pop this mine. Yep, there you go, Bisu style. Doesn't lose anything. He's going to try and do it again, is he? Oh, we nearly picked up that Vulture for free. The Red Dragoon has been moved back. Is he going to try and pounce on this tank? Just letting these Dragoons run dangerously low. It's got a third base on the way. Still just 2-gate Observer. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're never going to convince me that it's cheese if you're playing 2-gate non-stop production, but you're hitting your probes all the time. Like, it's not cheese. He's just let this die. That's just sloppy. So decides to soak up all the mine damage to try and pick up a tank. Armory on the way. Taking a third. Potentially putting a probe in place here to take a quick fourth. And he's just going to rely on the fact that it's unlikely that it's going to get punned. This is terrible. He's just giving away Dragoons for nothing. It's really bad. Look at supplies. Supplies are equal, right? So surely it's build 3 factories, 4 factories, make units non-stop, and go pressure. Surely that's the way to respond. Adapt to what you've seen. What's going to happen now? I'll give you a prediction. He's going to make a 4th base. Artosis is just going to quietly macro up. He's going to take a 3rd. And we're going to go into mid-game. And mid-game, the Protoss is going to out-macro him, and he's going to lose again. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know the results before I switch the games on. I don't watch them before I cast. This is genuinely me responding to this in real time. It's like he will just follow plan A no matter what happens in the match. No matter who the opponent is. Still hasn't taken his 4th. Going up to 5 gateways. Getting a citadel. That's all he did in the last game. He just got speed zealots. Still moving around with Dragoons. So he knows now he's not got any kind of advantage and he's got to play himself back into the game. So he retreats. He's got very limited map presence. He's just protecting his expansions, moving some units around, making a shuttle. So we'll keep an eye on what he does with that. Archie's going to come now and see the Dragoon here. Stops. Okay, now he's got speed vultures. Tidies up these mines. Got an observer here. Nexus is on the way, so he's just basically picked up a 4th base. No dramas at all. So Artosis is going up to 5 factories. He's not making a command center, so it does look like he's decided to do a 2-base push. Question is there quite a narrow timing with which this should win him the game? Some long distance mining happening here. So he does establish his 3rd, and a reasonable course of action on the factories. Needs to probably add 2 factories now and just pump units. And at 140, unsiege and just go. I mean, Protoss isn't even that spread out, right? You just, if you can get, this is it. The challenge is when it's widespread and they've got a base here and a base here, or in this case, because it's Dominator, this other main base. So that's really the question. How long before he moves out? Because he's definitely got the advantage in this game. Going up to 7 factories. Should just be able to power up on a timing. What is he on now? +1? And he's researching vehicle plating. So he could do a 1-1 timing. No worries. It's not like the Dragoons are plus anything at the moment. Is he getting +1 weapons for them? And he's getting Storm. Didn't even have Storm, so he did a drop without Storm. Ah, sorry. Vultures just ran in here. I'm talking absolute gobbledygook. I did hear what sounded like a Templar dying though, which was a bit weird. Making Arbiter. $146 plays $119. Saturating his third. Could say he possibly has a few too many SCVs, considering it's only 3 bases, but it's not, I mean, it's very marginal. It's neither here nor there. 130 plus 147. It's just Zealots and Dragoons. There's no Reavers, there's no, I mean, he's got Arbiters. That's fine. Are we getting a star? Well, we're just making, Jesus, we are just factory man. Where's that? You can hear it, cannot see it. Let's do this. Ah, it was just the observer. Okay. So, Protoss doing what he wants to do. Doesn't want to engage. So, just expanding once again. Protoss has hit the 140 mark. So, this is where me, not that I am an expert in any shape or form, this was my move out timing. I would unsiege now and I would go attack. And I'd be pressuring just his natural, his main. Off you go. I would have wanted him to perhaps build 1 or 2 fewer factories and get vessels out into the field, but he can do this with scanners if he needs to. So he's aggressive in the early game as the Protoss, and then he retreats straight into massing up macro. Probably has fewer probes in this game than he had in the previous one. So moving out with a random pod of vultures. I don't really know what this is supposed to achieve. So, I mean, there's basically no supply difference between the two. Picks up a whole decent stack of vultures here. Obviously fighting vultures with zealots is not optimal, so he's getting a few more zealots. Gonna lose all these vultures though. I think the idea here was just to try and slow down or deny the expansion. Artosis is moving out and is going to confront this army head on. Perhaps not the course of action that I would have recommended. I would have recommended he just go straight off to the main because that's where all the production is. And Protoss has not yet established a second line of production, which is what makes this macro sit-back style so effective. Dropping a few zealots here randomly. So his army is over here. And Terran's army is over here, and he's getting himself surrounded, but his tanks are lagging behind terribly. So he was able to kill most of the vultures that were going to tank for him, and he gets stasis. So I don't think this trade will go as well as it could have done if he kept his armies together. That was a brutal mind drag. Holy crap. Supplies, though, are pretty equal. Still a few dragoons in the fight. Probably enough dragoons to kill Artosis' entire army. Look, it was the right idea. Just not a very good engagement, unfortunately. Lost all of his vultures before his tanks even got to the fight. To surround the remaining... Only got like 4 units stasis, so it's not like stasis made all the difference. 150 plays 112. He does have a lot of factories, so the game isn't over. I mean, he can macro up a decent army pretty quick. He's making vultures and Goliaths, no tanks. I think he would have lost the overwhelming majority of his tanks in that fight. So that is a hard reset for sure. And we are still adding bases and macroing up behind this as Protoss. Protoss isn't attacking into Artosis at all, so when his army was out in the open and he could take a good engagement, he did. Other than that, he seems to just be focusing on expanding Obviously, having a shuttle or potentially a arbiter do a recall or some sort of spell of that nature is certainly a possibility. I don't think he's going to make me a very good caster if he chooses to engage here, so he does pull back. And Artosis is a hidden supply. He's just basically using his macro power and powering up, and our Protoss is not making any units at the moment. He's making carriers. So he's doing the carrier transition again. He started in the previous game, but the game kind of ended before that. So that does seem to be his style. He seems to go gateway man, and if it gets to mid-game and there's a chance if it goes into late game, tries to mass up the bases he needs, and then he becomes carrier man. Where are your stargates? Here they are. 1, 2, 3. He's already got 3 of them. So the carriers are a threat. Artosis has scanned it though, because he's got vessel. Oh no, maybe he hasn't scanned it because he's making tanks and vessels. He's got very few by way of Goliaths. It wouldn't be hard to scan. You would just basically scan the main, and the next here, and you would be able to see it. It's making a, I presume that's a pylon. Yeah, and you make a cannon or whatever. So in plain sight, showing intentions to expand here again. I don't see him, Protoss that is, attacking. I just think he's trying to buy as much time as he can to get a critical mass of carriers into the game. So it's making a dropship, making a couple of turrets. He is maxed out now. And no, I beg your pardon, he's not maxed out. The Protoss is maxed out. Not producing any units at the moment, just banking up a bit of money. Has decided to pull away from here in spite there being very little to defend, because the Protoss has chosen to counterattack. It's had to lift off here. I don't know if pulling the entire army back to fight this small part of units was the right call. He has kept a couple of siege tanks here, but I think he could have potentially given it a bit more support, and is reinforcing now as I speak, which is good. High Templar didn't get that storm off. And yeah, Artosis is still very much in this game. Yeah, he had to lift off. He can put back, no worries. This is now being established. And we've also now established another base here. And our carriers are on the move. Here they are. Hi. So the carriers have shown themselves. And you can see the immediate knee-jerk response from Artosis to make 7 Goliaths. So he did not scout that. And now this is a map control tool, right? So any attempts to deny expansions of the Protoss will be blocked by the carriers. Until the carriers have some sort of critical mass, you should be able to pick off stray straggling units, should be able to pick on this base as well. And unfortunately, Artosis, having played for, in my opinion, for the most part, a better game, is probably going to lose to the old carrier switch here. This dude is really not that good. He plays below 200 APM. He, like, floats quite a bit of money. Just, yeah. Anyway. He's going to get himself this base. He's going to get himself all these SCVs, and as he evacuates them, it's a decent map for carriers because of these terrains, for sure. The Goliaths, though, have arrived to support. Does pull away. Also using this opportunity while the focus is split to just poke in here. Doesn't fully commit. I think that is the one thing he does quite well, is he relatively decently picks his battles. So I will give the Protoss that much. The Goliaths have all moved, so now that they've moved, the carriers come back. And now that the Goliaths come back, the carriers move again. It's called the circle of life, sort of. Even more Goliath reinforcements coming in now. Main army is on the move. Could come and support here. Hasn't lost any carriers yet, although these ones are getting right on top of this carrier, so it does lose one. But seems to have the critical mass to take these Goliaths down. Yeah, I'm afraid once Goliaths have wiped you out, sorry, once carriers have wiped you out, then it's over. I don't want to be overly critical. I think in this game he was just caught off guard by the carriers. He wasn't expecting it. I think other than that he played pretty solid. Again, I'm just not sure. I mean, that engagement though here, where his vultures ran way ahead of his army, that trade went really badly. That was probably the only other call out on that game. These guys played each other one more time on Polypoid. I'll bring that game to you right now. Okay, so this time you'll notice something a little different. Trish's Feet is now playing on a different one of his accounts called I Love Trish's Feet. And Artosis is playing on a different alias that he started using quite recently, this FDSHD, whatever it's supposed to mean, just a random jumbling of letters. But yeah, this is the last game in our little 3-game showcase of Artosis versus the villain that is I Love Trish's Feet. And yeah, definitely winnable games for RT there both times. I felt the first game probably a bit more than the second one, but both of them had in common the fact that he needs to play better that mid game, and that big first engagement when he's maxing out or close to it. He's got to fight better than he did. But yeah, not terrible, not good. But one thing he did nail though was the 230 factory timing. It was brilliant. Sexy Robert. There you go. Just taking a swig of water before we get into the action of the action. Saboteur on the way. All very normal stuff so far. Based on his timings, I thought he was actually going to go Zealot, but I was wrong. Okay, we absolutely nailed it. Previous game, 230. $233 this time, 232. Okay, so it's still not too bad. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he was talking about how much he'd love to have Artosis suck on his toes. Yeah, okay. Each to their own, I suppose. Nearly died. Sorry, it was sucking on someone's toes. Made me cough. I'm fine now. Bye-bye. No range. We're doing a 2-goon no range expansion. There we go. And Artosis is doing the same thing every time. Vulture, command center, one open. That's all you seem to need to know how to do in this match. Trish's Feet got a lot of gas, even though he's already started range. Still got 200 gas. It's a pretty suboptimal build. Although, no, that's not entirely true, because now he can just throw down his robo and Bob's your uncle. Artosis does have this habit of moving forward with his units and then making the bunker. It's a bit strange. Making a shield battery. Why? Like, why? What am I missing? Somebody please explain to me why we're making a shield battery. That's bizarre. I think I actually have no idea why he did that. Artosis has just opened bog standard here. Mines, Marines, Vulture. Vulture's not out on the map. Vulture's just chilling at home. Which in of itself does pose question. Why aren't we scouting around with our Vulture? Got 2 of them. Cancels the bunker. Lays the mines. Going up to second factory. Laying some mines here on the expansion path of our Protoss. Going observatory. I still don't know why he got a shield battery. That is bizarre. Uh-oh. Oh, I lost the probe. Absorbed the mine hits. Kites her quite nicely. I think he's going to just rush to take a quick third, if I could hazard a guess. A couple more pylons, just keeping this very tight. Still the most wasteful shield battery I think I've seen in quite some time. So Artosis gearing up for a little push. Doing eBay. Waiting for his... not observer as he is. Actually making a shuttle early. So I think he's got some harassment plans this game. Observers arrived. So the second unit out of the robotics facility was the shuttle. And here he comes. Suddenly lots of goons. Very much a style of his that we've come to see. And he's just left the front door wide open. Artosis has capitalized on this. And now it's just going to be a goons versus tanks. Siege missile on the way, 2 tanks in production. It's 6 dragoons here against 2 tanks and a couple of marines. Does have to pull SCVs to body block. The goons kind of get on top and very succinctly get rid of tank number 1. Tank number 2 though is fighting valiantly, but tank number 2 is gone. 2 more tanks will pop out soonish, but not very soon. I expect he's going to send some more dragoons to reinforce. Guys, this man made a shield battery that he didn't need and is still getting this much penetration with 2 gate goon. It's now 3 gate goon. But to be fair, it wasn't always. What he did do though is he skipped his third. Okay, so that is a bit cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. And the siege tank is having a really good day. Oh, here comes the drop. Boop, boop. A couple of zealots on top. But of course he's got this tank to worry about as well. The repair rate is unbelievable on this. So many. Holy crap. What is even happening? This tank will never die. Okay, the tank eventually died. So does the zealots. A couple more tanks here though. I just don't think that Protoss is going to get this done. He's still, even on workers, even on bases. No third here. No third here. Again, now in my humble opinion, once again, just my opinion, Artosis is now in a commanding position. He has got a handsome lead. He's got plenty of workers. He is on 2 bases. His Protoss opponent is now at 8.5 minutes, only taking his third. He's on 5 gate, getting a citadel. Surely the response now is just to make 3 factories and pump units and do a timing. Because Protoss cannot continue to produce units now. They've got to make probes, they've got to saturate their third. They cannot just pump units non-stop. The other option, which looks like the one that Artosis is doing, is to expand to a third base quicker himself. There you go. So making his third as well. That's a perfectly reasonable course of action, but he must get his factories up on the back of this. He's doing that as well. He's doing absolutely everything that I want him to do. I want to see him beat this guy, man. Just once. Please. I mean, he's doing everything right. This guy is having his worker transfer harassed. Like, everything that could go wrong in this game so far for this guy is going wrong. Wow, what a mind drag. Holy crap, that is turbo goon juice, bro. Like, literally, this game could not be going any better for Artosis. Templar Archives, blocking the door here. Should be able to send a group. He's got no units, this is it. That's his army. Don't know what these guys are doing here on smoke break or whatever. The transfer of units now. Hello? Oh. Still on a smoke break. So now we sit. That's what we do. We are Artosis. We're into a big lead. And we sit. That's the extent of our Artosis army. This is the narrow arc within which he can engage, or we can come up the ramp over here. Both are not really optimal from an engagement point of view. We are taking a fourth. Remember how terribly we've traded and played so far, but we've just got license to take a third and fourth. No problem. We're just gonna move in here. Hope for the best. $94 now plays 78. But a zealot harassment here. Annoying, but dealt with decently enough. Surely the counterattack is the play. I mean, look at the factory count you've got. Just counter. Come on. Go kill this dude, man. He's setting up another base here. He's going to make gateways. He's going to rebuild his macro engine. He's sending vultures here to try and shut this down. Oh, no, he's not. My optimism was... Oh wait, hold on. It's been renewed. We have new optimism. We bought some at the optimism store. Okay, go up and wreck this fool. Come on. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Go up! 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 There's no ways that's vulture proof. You're shitting me. You're telling me he can't get through there. Go away, man. Oh. Supplies are even. If he just unsieged now and walked across here, he'd have no... I just don't think he's aggressive enough. Like, the only thing he does that's aggressive is when somebody 12 nexuses him, he goes too fat. And I've seen him do that with very limited success. But here, where you should be aggressive, unsiege and go pressure. Just doesn't do it. I mean, his opponent's playing at 180 APM. There's no will beater. They're all... He's doing it, guys! He's doing it! He's sending them! The lack of vessels a bit painful. They did get a turret up. Needs to scan. Mines are helping too. Sending in some reinforcements here as well. Come on, Artie, get these vessels, get these units engaged. You don't need them here. These 3 tanks would be really helpful in this fight. And these reinforcements, let's go! So he held on to all of these. He's now on 70 workers. He's got shitloads of gateways and just needs to remax, reinforce, and he should be able to keep trading. And now once again, the advantage and the lead that Artosis had is unfortunately gone. And I just think, again, if he moved a little earlier, I think he would get a better outcome. He's taking a 4th base behind this, which is very good. And he's looking pretty secure. That's the end of that tank. Bad. True. Expanding here as well. He's got 3 cannons, 4 gateways. Mines. Freaking mines. Zealot's just confirms that there is a base and then leaves. Kind of funny. Just gave Artosis a heads up that he should maybe reinforce the position. Needs to move his army. Should have a heads up here that the Protoss army is on the way, and the mines should slow him down. But we need units to come and defend here. Oh my god, he's starting again. Oh my god, is he really gonna lose to a freak who plays less than 200 APM with a Foot Fetish? Is this actually gonna happen in this game? Please no. He doesn't do anything other than make arbiters to support his ground strategy and just expands. I cannot. Guys, I'm not trolling. I'm genuinely watching these games going, come on, Artosis. This guy is not better than you. You should be able to beat him easily. Anyway, if you've watched this, it was a long series. Thank you for sticking with me all the way. I'd love your opinion as to what, if there's something that I'm missing or I'm not seeing. But I'm adamant that it's that midpoint in the game when the early game pressure from the Protoss stops working and he transitions from being a 2-basing clown into a 5-basing macro player, and is just able to, just with Zealots and Dragoons basically. And look, okay, he does throw down the odd stasis here and there, but it's Zealots and Dragoons, and it's just getting the job done, and it shouldn't, surely. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will be back very soon with some more fun games. Any comments or feedback, always appreciated. Until next time, you take it easy.